Hi everyone. I was just looking through this beautiful deck when I thought, why not film it for you? You can share the journey with me as I do a bit of a walkthrough of the Spirit of the Wheel meditation deck. Some of you know already that I purchased this as a used deck from a lovely local lady. And besides minor scuff marks on the box, the whole deck is in pristine condition. You wouldn't know that it had been opened. So I'm very happy. Up until now, I've only done one card draws, and even then they were highly appropriate and applicable, easy to understand. It really did match when I used it, say, as a draw at the end of a tarot spread, matched the whole thing, beautifully. Or just a question, just a simple advice card. Again, you can do one card draws very freely with this. You don't need to go into the whole, Wheel of the Year formula if you don't want to. But I thought I might share just a little bit about the completed wheel. She provides a diagram in the little white book. Speaking of which, here is the little white book. Comes with about 60, what have we got here? If we go down to the very end, the medicine wheel vortex spread, there are 58 pages all up. There's a decent amount of information per card. So again, if you wish to just draw one or two cards, it works beautifully, really. There are keywords and then a prophecy, and it ends with a prayer, which is really beautiful. So all in all, Linda explains in the foreword that she used to write greeting card verses, and she received several of Jody's cards as gifts from friends. They were called natural elements. And the images on the cards always seemed to reflect developments in her own life, in Linda's life, she was saying. And she had, a great deal of admiration for Jody's ability to, as she said, to capture so much emotion and strength and beauty and power in her images. So she ended up sending Jody some of her verses, and she was really honored to receive a letter back from Jody. And Jody sent her a card with an image on it, and it was this image of wolves, and it said, "Nothing can hold back a dream." So Linda said that became her guiding inspiration to continue pursuing her dream as a writer. So she was designing this Spirit of the Wheel deck and thought about how wonderful it would be if Jody was the illustrator. So she ended up contacting Jody, and she said, she thought it would be an impossible dream, to be honest, because Jody was quite well established. But Jody got back to her, and, the rest is history. So I thought that was a really lovely forward. I'm getting into these intros and forwards just to see, what is the energy behind the creation of each deck. So then we move on to an intro. And I'll just read you a little bit. I'm sorry I can't zoom in. I'm waiting for another, oh, wait on, or can I? I can! I'm a doofus. It's with this camera. If you use, I think the front lens, you can zoom in, but the back lens you can't. One of those kind of things. Anyway, back to reality. So she goes on to say, life is a circular journey involving birth, death, and rebirth on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level, and of course, eventually a physical one. And for centuries, the wheel has provided a sacred tool to better understand this journey. This sacred space has also been used over the years for prayer work and guidance and healing, meditation, and so on. So in moments of quiet reflection, when we sit at the center of the wheel, we are given the opportunity to connect with Creator and view our lives from a higher perspective. Here we begin to understand how each spirit pathway brings us the knowledge and experience necessary to move around each direction that we take in life. As we move around the wheel, we discover that there are many spirit helpers to aid us on our journey. And there are the animal totems, the plants, the minerals, the colors, and directional meanings. And they all help us along our way. The ancestors, the seasons, the cycles of Grandmother Moon can also assist us to better understand our own existence. So the wheel is a sacred space, and that's for us to sit in contemplation and to gather with others, or to share, to pray, to heal, and so on. Don't you love that concept? So the Spirit of the Wheel cards create an accessible method for exploring and applying these energies. It's a 40-card deck, and it features beautiful illustrations representing the individual stones and their meanings within the wheel. Each card incorporates breathtaking imagery of animals, symbols, colors, and the seasons in order to reflect the energy and spirit of the wheel. I'll show you the cards shortly, and you'll see that there are keywords, and they summarize the meanings and the placement of the stone upon the wheel itself. So she provides a diagram of a completed wheel. Here it is. Quite extensive. So that's how you would lay your stones, and in this case, the cards. And just to give you a bit of further info, she goes on to say that the medicine wheel is placed on a vortex, and each of the stones placed upon the wheel contributes to its energy and balance. So the vortex itself is sometimes aligned with the constellations above to increase the vibration energy moving through the wheel. Wow, wouldn't you love to do this somewhere like Sedona? Actually go to a vortex and lay out the wheel. Oh boy. And she says in the book that she goes on to say the wheel is never built alone. The energies of Creator, the ancestors, the animal totems, and the spirits all play a part in this creation. The Creator stone is placed upon the center of the wheel and marks the beginning of the wheel's existence. And from that point on, all energy flows to other stones upon the wheel, eventually returning to the Creator stone. From Creator come the next 7 stones in the inner circle. So I'll show you. First of all, here is the Creator. So that would be a Creator stone. We have a Creator card. So I'll place that down there for you. We might just zoom out just a tad. Okay. So we place that down, and then come the next 7 stones which form the inner circle. We have Mother Earth, we have Father Sun, we have Grandmother Moon. Beautiful cards, aren't they? And the 4 clans. So we have Turtle, Frog, Thunderbird, and Butterfly. Turtle, Frog, Thunderbird, and Butterfly. So here is the inner circle. I'm just sort of plonking them anywhere, but you get the idea from here. Okay. Then we have the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and they form the outer basis of the wheel. From the 4 directions flow the moonstones. So I'll show you the 4 directions. North, south, east, and west. Beautiful images, aren't they? For this, like her artwork really is perfect for this style of deck. Okay, so we have the 4 directions. And each of the moonstones has a mineral, plant, animal, and element associated with it, as well as the season of the direction it falls under. So let me show you the moons. My God, I've got a call coming in which is really blocking half my screen. Go away. Okay, here we go. So you get the idea. Beautiful. Okay, so they're the moons. There's also a rare blue moon or 13th moon, which represents 2 full moons occurring within the same cycle. I'm sure you know that. The spirit pathways are the lessons associated with each particular direction, and they comprise the final stones to complete the wheel. There are 3 spirit path stones placed in each direction, and they lead us back to the creator stone at the center of the wheel. Wowza. Now I'll show you just some of the other cards so you get an idea. You can see whether this calls to you or not, but I think they're really beautiful and quite unique. The artwork really does capture the meaning behind, like when you look at the artwork and the key words. I think, again, she just chose the perfect artist for this particular deck. Because it's more than just about being earthy, isn't it? Because you're dealing with moon, you're dealing with directions, you're dealing with elements, you're dealing with nature, you're dealing with animals. Okay, so I'll put those there. And so this deck includes what they call the power stones. The stone of self represents our personal growth, which is this card here. And this card can be moved to different points on the wheel to reflect where we are at any given time. That's cool. If, for example, if you're seeking, say, individual guidance of a pathway, a moon or direction, you can move this stone, this card, to that area to absorb the energy, to absorb the guidance and the wisdom in that particular area of the wheel. That is funky. Once you've asked permission from the spirits in that area, you can remove this card and carry it with you, because of course it's a stone, so you'd carry the stone with you. In this case, you might like to place this on your altar once you remove it from the wheel. Next power stone or card is the Stone of the Ancestors, and here it is here. And this one helps us in times of choice to remain on the path that is aligned with our higher purpose. And then the final stone or card is the Stone of the Great Star Nation. So this stone is, I'm hoping that's in focus for you. Yeah, this stone or card is the link to the mystery void, where we may retrieve the knowledge necessary to better understand and develop our gifts. The void has also been referred to as the Akashic Records. Ha. So that's very interesting. So the 3 power stones can be placed anywhere within the wheel or carried beyond the wheel. So there they are, Stone of Self, Stone of Ancestors, and Great Star Nation. In addition to the traditional 36 stones, you can add more of your own stones. So just trust your intuition, she says, and the spiritual messages around you. The wheel turns in a clockwise direction and begins in the east. So we should always enter the wheel in the east, move in a clockwise direction from there. In the east, we experience new beginnings and encounter the inspiration and clarity to plant the seeds for our tomorrow. This is amazing. As we move to the south, we take this a step further. Through our hard work and determination, we nurture not only the seed, but also the soil around it. By the end of the season, as we move towards the west, we see our work pay off as the flower blooms into the light of day and we harvest our own self-worth. As the days of summer grow shorter and we move into the full power of the west, new visions begin to stir as the petals of our flower fall upon the wheel. Shortly after the snow falls, we journey to the north. We're given the chance to purify the self by reflecting and internalizing the knowledge we have gained. So the guided meditations in the following section, when you read each card, they'll sort of visually connect you with the energy of the wheel. They'll put you where you're meant to be, so to speak, and will help familiarize you with the meanings of each direction. So I think this is a fantastic deck. I'm yet to actually construct, lay out my own wheel in all its glory. So I'll let you know how I go. Just to give you further information with regards to the book, you do get directions within the wheel. So it explains for you the journey in the east, the journey in the south, and it's like a meditation to take you where you need to go, which I think is wonderful. So that obviously goes on for the west and the north. And then you get to the card meanings. So what I might do is just draw a card, just a random card, because even though this is really well structured, I've done it probably a half a dozen times where I have just drawn a card from the deck. And the one I got, I remember number 7. Here it is. This is what I drew. And you know, I drew the Tower card a number of times last year. I've just uploaded a video about that. So when I drew a random card from this deck, imminent change, life force rebuilding, that was absolutely spot on. So I still think you can. There are no rules to say that you're not able to draw a card. But let's just take a look at, we'll get one of these. We'll draw a card from this particular set of cards within the wheel. And then I can at least, oh, one just flipped over. There it is. What jumped out was experience, spirit path of the West, letting go, movement forward, and reflection. How apt, again. So hopefully you can relate to that in some way or form. I'll zoom in and I'll read this for you before I go. Okay. So the key words for this card are letting go, movement forward, and reflection, as you can see here. The prophecy is, you are faced with letting someone you love live out their own life. Experience is something we cannot teach others. We share what happened to us and how it affected our lives. But until others have gone through their own experiences, there is no way of knowing how it will affect them. Learn to lead by example, drawing on the knowledge you have gained from your own experience. Let go of control and trust that the lessons you have taught your loved one in the past will serve them well with their own future choices. Take some time for reflection in your own life. Whatever situations you have recently undergone need time to settle. For it's only after reflection that we can truly draw upon the knowledge gained and then move forward. Honor this knowledge you have gained and use it wisely to co-create a future that is aligned with your higher purpose. This card also is a reminder to live your life fully, in the present with no regrets over the past. And the prayer reads, Great Spirit, help me to accept the experiences of my life, to grow beyond my limitations and move forward. Help me allow others to live out their own life experiences by just offering my love and support along the way. So I think many people could relate to that, even if it's not specifically about letting others live their life. But whatever happened recently to you in your interactions needs time to settle in. And it's just saying, let go in order to move forward. But during that letting go process, it's time to sit quietly and reflect. I think even that is wonderful guidance. So you can still adapt it to your own personal journey, I'm sure. Anyway, I think I might leave it at that for the moment, other than to say, in the back, there is let's just zoom out a sec. Here we go. There is an inner circle spread that you can try. Blooming flower spread. I'll show you the other one just so you can see that close up. And sacred pipe spread. I think there's a vortex. That was the last one. Yeah, this looks interesting. The medicine wheel vortex spread. And other than that, it's up to you. So there you have it. The Spirit of the Wheel meditation deck by Linda Ewashina and illustrated by Jody Bergsma. It's a beautiful deck. I'm very, very pleased I purchased this deck. It's still around. So if you're interested, yeah, do look into it. And I think I might practice the wheel, and I'll get back to you at a later date when I know what I'm talking about. But that gives you an idea how it all works, and hopefully you'll either be, well, hopefully through this video you'll know whether you feel a connection to this deck or not. But I'm certainly pleased I purchased it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.